Hey everybody, Stacy here. This is a part 2, second video in the video of tutorials with Microsoft Teams. The previous video is the one that says watch this first. Please make sure you do that and know how you can get to Microsoft Teams from the web browser and how to join our meetings. In this video we're just going to briefly talk about the browser versus the installed app for Microsoft Teams. If you have a personal computer, then you can install this application on it and you get a little more functionality. We'll talk about how to get to the global settings in Microsoft Teams so you can change some of the settings if you would like to. Other ways to join a meeting besides the way that I showed you in the first video, and also just a way to get to my YouTube channel real quick if you don't have any link to a video. So the first thing we're going to look at is the difference between the web-based Microsoft Teams application, which is what I'm in right now. You can see that I'm on my web browser and Teams is loaded. We showed in the last video how to get to that through going to the Office 365 website and clicking on Teams. So here we are. The installed application looks almost identical. I have the dark mode going on here because I prefer that, and you can still see that I basically see the same stuff, and all the same tabs are over there on the left, just like I have them in the web browser. The web browser version is good, but it doesn't offer all of the same functions that the installed application does. So if you have a private personal computer that you can use, I mean that's what I'm using. Personally, I'd recommend installing the application. The easiest way to install the application, if you've already logged in and you're in Microsoft Teams on the web browser, is to go down to the bottom left and click this button that says Install Desktop App, and it should have a little text that appears above it that tells you what it does, and that's just to put this application on your computer. Other than that, pretty much the same two things. The next thing we're going to look at, I'm going to remain in the browser-based version real quick, is that your icon or avatar up here is actually a drop-down menu. I can left-click on it, and I'm going to have some things that I can change and do. So settings is the one that you want to be able to get to right now. And within these global settings, you can change a bunch of stuff that you may want to personalize by changing it to the dark mode setting. You can change how you view all your classes actually, or all your teams, so that it appears as a list. On the left hand side you can see it's kind of grayed out back over here. I'm going to keep it on the grid, and I can turn off some other stuff or turn on some other things, and I have some navigation bars over here for changing those settings. So that's actually a drop down menu at the top right where your avatar is, and you can change settings over there. On the installed application, it's exactly the same. I go up to the top right and I have my avatar. I click, I go to settings, and once I'm in the settings here I can actually do a little bit more. One of the best things to click if you are in the downloaded application is to click this box here that says turn on new meeting experience. This gives you more customization options inside the calls that we can do, and has some new updates that you can use. Microsoft is rolling out a lot of new updates for Microsoft Teams, and that's going to help us a lot when we're doing our virtual classes. So if you have it installed, go and check that box. I also wanted to mention some other ways you can join a Teams meeting. I'm going to go back to the browser-based version just so everybody can see that this is inside the browser and what you're probably using, especially if you're on a Chromebook. The other way you can join the meeting, usually the way I join meetings, is to actually just go to the calendar, because meetings are usually going to be scheduled. So here's next week. Today's Sunday, so tomorrow is Monday, our first day of school. I have all of my classes already scheduled for the entire year. So now yours is probably not going to look like this because these are all my classes. So you're just going to be in one of these, right? So say you're in my physics first hour class, that's up here on Monday the 10th. If I want to join that meeting, I can just click on this thing in the calendar, and I'll get a little pop-up to meeting details. I can edit this stuff, you're just going to see it, and there's a button up here to join. So that's another way that you can join that meeting. The last thing I was going to mention in this video is that I'll be posting links to YouTube videos like these and other ones that are more content specific as the year goes on. If you don't see a link, or you can't find it, or you don't know where it went, like, you can just go to YouTube. You guys know how to use YouTube, right? So this is actually a different account of mine that I don't post videos to anymore, but I'm just going to use it to search for the actual account. You can just type in my name, Benjamin Stacy. If you can forget my name, like, go to the calendar, it's in there, you know. That's my name. And then there are a bunch of things here, but I'm the one at the top, okay? This guy. Click that. And then here I have a list of all the videos. Obviously, this is the landing page. But you can also go to playlists, and you can see I'll have some playlists specifically for this year's Baton Rouge High, and I'll probably separate it out into the two different types of courses that I teach. But there's, like, you know how to use YouTube. That's how you can get to me if you can't find a link to a video. That's all for this YouTube video. We're going to come back with a couple more tutorials on Microsoft Teams, specifically about stuff you can do in the meetings, specifically how you can manage your devices, how you properly share your screen, blah, blah, blah. Another video also on how we're going to do some more advanced stuff in Teams, accessing these different things that we'll use throughout the year, so those will be in the future videos. But that's all for now. Bye.